Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to Living with Sin, an awakening, a remembering of who you are, a return back to self. This is a space for honest conversations, soulfully naked moments, and healing in real time, the kind that changes us from the inside out. I'm Sin, and this is where the ripple begins. Hey everyone, I hope you're having a sensational day. I know that I am. I'm still here in Italy, and one of the things that's been standing out to me the most on this journey is the people. Not the tourist kind, but the interactions, the soul ones. The kind where someone crosses your path briefly, unexpectedly, and somehow just leaves an imprint on your heart. I've been thinking a lot about how different the people are that show up in your life when you're no longer living from survival, but more from awareness. When you're awakening, you don't meet people the same way anymore. You feel them. There's a softness to it, a recognition. Sometimes it's instant, like you've known them forever, even if you haven't. Other times it's uncomfortable because not everyone shows up is meant to stay. And that's something I had to learn the hard way. For a long time, I thought every connection needed an explanation, a label, a future. You meet someone and you're already creating a story. But now I understand something different. Some people come into your life as mirrors, not destinations. They reflect parts of you, they activate something, they wake something up within you, and then they move on. The way I see it is whoever, whatever it is walking the path with you, side by side. And eventually they stop because they can no longer move forward with you. And I feel like that's where a lot of our connections are like, whether it's a person, a place, a thing, a memory. Instead of continuing forward, we stop too. We stay back, we look behind us, we sit with the memory. Even when there's an entire path ahead of us, lit up waiting for us. But in order to see it, you have to face forward. You can't keep looking at who or what can't come with you. There's a certain maturity that comes with awakening, where you stop clinging to energy just because it feels familiar. You stop trying to make meaning of everything, and you start letting moments be moments, living in the present. That's the greatest gift. I've met people on this trip who felt deeply aligned, and I've also met people who showed me exactly what I've outgrown, and both were gifts. Not everything is meant to turn into a story that continues. Some things are meant to turn into clarity. Here's the soulfully naked truth. There was a time in my life where I would confuse intensity for intimacy, chemistry for connection, and attention for alignment. Like, ooh, look at me behavior. If you know, you know. But awakening teaches you discernment. It teaches you that not every spark is meant to be followed, and not every open door is meant to be entered. Discernment is everything. We were gifted discernment for a reason, not judgment, discernment. Because when you're not aligned, your mind gets chaotic. It's like a room full of old versions of yourself, all trying to tell you a story. And the work is learning which voice is the truth. Now, when someone comes into my life, I ask myself different questions. Do I feel grounded around them? Do I feel expanded? Do I feel like myself or like I'm performing? Those answers tell me everything I need to know. Here's the truth I had to accept: you attract who you are, and who you are is what you see. Every encounter, every mirror, and even if you don't like what you're seeing, you don't change them, you change yourself. because the mirror doesn't move first, you do. Letting go without closure was one of the hardest lessons for me because silence is loud, let's be real, but silence is also an answer. Ghosting is common right now, and it's really sad, but you don't owe everyone your energy, and that's also real. Attachment just creates more suffering, and detachment doesn't mean you don't feel, it just means you're not clinging. And when you're detached, things gravitate towards you because you're open. You're not controlling, you're not gripping, you're flowing. One of the biggest shifts I've experienced is realizing that I don't need closure to move on. I don't need explanations to stay in my power either. Sometimes the clarity is just simply, this showed me something about myself, and that's enough. Awakening changes who you attract, but more importantly, it changes who you choose, and that's where freedom really lives. If you're listening to this and you've been feeling people fall away or connections feel different than they used to, you're not doing anything wrong. You're evolving, and evolution has a way of rearranging the room. So if someone crossed your path recently and didn't stay, maybe they weren't meant to. Maybe they were meant to remind you of who you are now. If this resonated, sit with it. And remember, not every connection is meant to last forever. Some are meant to wake you up, one ripple at a time.